Biofriendly podcast. It's the Biofriendly podcast.
All right, start
Don't
over.
worry. Take two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's hilarious is we should start with you saying take two, because like people could be like, wait.
Take two. Wait.
What was take one?
Wait.
And they'll
Although
never know.
I think since this show has begun, it's very clear that there's been conversations leading up to the podcast,
Yeah.
and there's been stuff that we've had to cut out that's going in the archives.
Yeah.
And that's actually our greatest work.
Our greatest work is the archives work, for sure.
One of the main reasons we started the Biofriendly podcast was to do the pre-show, which will then become our legacy. Mm-hmm. People will say, oh, yeah, sure, they saved the planet, but did you ever check out the pre-show?
But did you ever check out the archives?
The archives are tremendous. Tremendous. It's a beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day, Jacob. It's sunny and smiley in Southern California.
Yeah. Is
Just
it,
so
though?
great.
Will it be when this airs?
I know.
I mean, this
so
is
just
100% live.
Yeah. Oh, it's all totally live.
Totally live.
It's
And-
live. It's recorded live. It's recorded live to tape. Live to tape? Is that what they say?
Right now we're in Phoenix, and we hurried back here.
We hurried back here
just to make sure we would get this done
at lightning speed.
Lightning speed.
So so that means that it was a couple of weeks ago now that people heard the tragic news.
Yes.
About Kobe and his daughter and the rest of the basketball team. The whole. I mean, like that's
Yeah.
crusher.
Yeah, absolute crusher. And this city, as I knew it would be, has really, it brings us closer together. You know, the murals, the love, just even above the buses. When they drive down the city, they see R.I.P. Kobe.
Yeah.
And it's one of those times that it's a terrible thing, but also you really begin to feel like L.A.
We finally agree on something.
which is a city that's notoriously kind of
disagreeable.
A little disagreeable of a city.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, it's crushing. The city's taking. I mean, the whole world is taking it hard because he was definitely an international superstar.
Absolutely,
No doubt about it, and that's just the tragedy of the fact that his daughter and his daughter's two other members of her team and their parents and the other coach and the pilot. So it's like it's a real bummer.
It's a real.
And that's how I like to start a podcast.
It's worth mentioning. It's worth mentioning. Yeah. I don't even follow sports really at all. But when the news broke, I was like, everybody in the world knows who Kobe Bryant was. Yeah. So it was a tragedy. But hey, L.A.
Yeah, strong.
Be strong.
And then the message I think is nice to go forward with, which seems to have come out of it, which is that you don't forget to say I love you to the people who you love.
Yeah.
Don't forget to hold the people you love a little tighter.
Yeah.
And then remember that there isn't a guarantee for tomorrow, and so live your life.
We're here for a short while, and every day is a gift. Every day is a miracle, as I like to say.
Every day is a miracle.
Every day is a miracle, and so I think it always is a good thing to put that in perspective for you listeners and us as well, to just remember, we have fun, we joke, we laugh, but at the end of the day, we love you. And
we love you.
We love you, and we hope you love us too. We hope you've grown fond of us,
and we're hoping that we can continue to do good things to help us love our world and love each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go for that. Yeah,
well,
but it is a little sunnier today.
It
has been even a little while. At the time of recording this live, which we recorded this live, it's about 4 or 5 days after that incident.
Yeah,
and I think that not that people are recovering, but I think that we're starting to look at the world, look at what we can do, and get kind of, move forward, which is what I think.
Put our best foot forward.
Every Kobe would want.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so today, the subject we're going to do, this is a pretty hippy-dippy episode.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going full hippy-dippy.
Okay.
Like, this is, get out your incense and, sit cross-legged on the floor, get in the Om position, light some candles.
Let's do this.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the main reason I did it was kind of twofold.
Okay.
I saw an article about forest bathing.
Forest bathing.
By the way, we could do a supercut. We could do a supercut of our show of when I throw you the subject and your reaction to the subject. That's one of my favorite things in the world. No matter if it's I'm like fast fashion, you're like fast fashion. Forest bathing. We could do a supercut. So
forest bathing.
Yeah, it's great.
So how?
Right. So no, but I saw that. Then I saw another article about 3 different things about trees, and I was like, I feel like
it's time to talk about
environment. Trees? Well, we talk about trees all the time, but this aspect of trees,
we love trees.
We love trees, as you know.
We have a Johnny Appleseed Foundation.
We count trees for a
literally
living.
Is a foundation for counting how many trees we've planted.
I did see something the other day that there's a guy that exactly that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Is his foundation is totally ripping off the Johnny Appleseed.
Are you kidding me?
He is the tree counter.
Someone took our foundation.
Cease and desist. I'm sending a cease and desist. He started it in 2012.
What? Well, we thought of that idea way before that.
We did. Everybody knows this podcast has been on for 10 years.
10 years. And you think that we're recording these live, but we're not.
No.
We recorded these years.
No, I'm
years
60.
Ago.
I'm 65 now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course you are.
Of course. I mean, they can tell.
Obvious.
No, forest bathing. So this starts out, a lot of these articles, take place in Korea and Japan, because there seems to be kind of a movement that's happening there about healing forests and the importance of nature. And the first article that I saw was from an ideas.ted.com. So if it comes from TED, it's the best.
I mean, it certainly has glasses.
It has
a really cool voice.
Yes, and a microphone attached to his face.
It speaks with great PowerPoint and video presentations behind it.
Exactly.
And people tend to pay attention.
Yeah. So the establishment of dozens of healing forests is part of South Korea's surprising prescription to improve its citizens' health and well-being.
Huh.
So this started basically, they focus on, and I'm not going to read all the details of this because it's worth everybody digging in, but it's an interesting subject. This article focuses on a man named Park Hyun-soo who had cancer. Oh. And so he, it starts out, it says, when you met him, you wouldn't know he was on chemotherapy. 41 with a full head of black hair, hiking, fit. Yeah. So Park is part of a new breed of Korean forest agency employee known as the Forest Healing Instructor. So, and then that's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
That sounds like a cool job title.
Yeah.
So he'd actually gone to graduate school for this, passing rigorous entrance qualifications. So he started in a more corporate job, but once he was diagnosed with leukemia at 34, he decided to seek peace and recovery. But what this has started is, this is a place called the Jangseong Healing Forest. It gets about 3,000 visitors coming through there every month.
But it's in South Africa.
No, it's in South Korea.
Okay, sorry.
It's in South Korea.
I'm known for not paying attention to a word you say.
I get it. I rarely pay attention to what I say either. And let's not forget, this is a very soothing episode. So if you nod off...
If I fall asleep...
If you fall asleep,
if you hear snoring...
It's not my fault.
It's just me.
It's a healing forest.
Okay.
We're just diving into forest bathing.
Okay.
So anyway, they get about 3,000 visitors in this South Korean park. And basically, they get everything from cancer patients to kids with allergies to prenatal groups, everything. So basically, this is a big part of South Korea's ambitious national forest plan. And what this is they've actually done scientific tests about the health benefits of the healing forests. And there's a secondary article that I'm going to go into as well.
Okay.
Which is, first of all, just the very act of walking amongst trees and in forests is known, and they've been able to record in all of these results, the blood pressure lowers, everything about your kind of well-being when they take your measurements. And that's just meditation. It's like, why would it just be the forest? That could be anything. You could be walking along the ocean. You could walk along anything and relax, and your blood pressure could go down.
Are you trying to tell me that trees don't have souls? Are you trying to take that? Trying to have that be your angle here?
I believe they do. I'm just trying to ease people in.
What if it's totally about the tree, the spirituality of the trees?
That's what we're going to get to.
I'm going to throw it out there.
I think you might be right. It might be about the power of the trees. It's like, that's what I'm saying is when I first started reading, I was like, well, of course your blood pressure is going to go down. Of course your vitals are going to improve if you're just relaxing and going for a walk. Right. But one of the things they talked about in this was just being in the environment of the trees and how important that is. But the trees themselves actually kind of have a healing principle to them. And that's some of the stuff that I started to find out about this, the forest bathing and the forest medicine. So check this out. This is interesting.
Just real quick, this South African...
South Korean.
I'm kidding.
I was like, dag nabbit, I just said it. South Korean. Go ahead.
So this South African gentleman...
Yeah.
Who's from South Korea.
Yeah.
And not a South African.
Yes. South African.
South African gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
Is he... Like, because 34, he was diagnosed. Now he's 41.
He's doing
He looks
great.
healthy. He looks vibrant. He's doing good. Did the article kind of...
Yeah. And so talk about
There's a word that's the perfect word that's fallen out of my head at the moment. I think I'm a little distracted.
What,
by
the healing?
Other things. No. The word for when you're healing.
Oh, recovery? Oh, remission.
No, it's more... It's okay. I'll figure it out one day.
We'll find there eventually. No, but so
if you know the word I'm talking about, call in.
Call in now. Okay, so this is another article. So we're going to bounce around here. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. The fountain of youth is a forest. Trees cast off years and grant health and cheer, or so transcendentalist Ralph Waldo Emerson claimed in his 1836 essay Nature.
Yeah,
we all love
did.
ourselves some Emerson, right?
Yeah. I've been searching for Waldo ever since.
Yeah.
It's a terrible joke. Terrible, awful joke.
Oh my gosh.
Terrible joke. Sorry, Ralph Waldo Emerson. You are a wonderful poet and author. I love you.
Where's Ralph Waldo Emerson?
Yes.
So, indeed, research shows that trees really do have healing powers. And this is science, guys, okay? So we started out hippy dippy. We started all but the truth is they've measured, they've documented. For one thing, they release antimicrobial essential oils.
Woo.
And I think people, when they hear essential oils nowadays, you kind of go like, what?
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of eye roll and you go, oh no, what are you trying to sell me on Facebook?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's not what we're talking about here.
No?
So
These are actually essential oils?
They are essential oils. Yeah. The other things, no.
Hey, for the record,
those are fine too.
We have essential oils at our house.
We do too.
And we totally use them. And I'm a proponent.
And I am too. I just am going to call out the fact that there's a lot of skepticism around. And I think that the challenge is, I think that some people send the message that that's all you need. And I'm definitely not one of those people. I think that you need a nice balance of...
Consult your doctor,
Consult your doctor, take the right medicines, and essential oils are great as well, and I like them. But don't if you think that you're really, really sick, don't just be like, ooh, tea tree oil and douse your head and be like, definitely take those antibiotics if you have something.
Well, it's like the vitamin conversation that always makes me laugh, right? People give vitamins a hard time. Like, why do you take vitamins? They don't do anything to waste time. Well, you're not. If you're saying that, you're not taking them.
Right.
Because you're obviously against them.
You're obviously anti-vitamin.
Which is fine. You don't have to be for vitamins. But if the vitamins are making a person feel better,
right?
If they're making it, even if it is a placebo,
sure. Just
who cares?
Just back off, man. Let me have my vitamins.
They don't hurt them. They don't hurt you.
Right.
So like this with the essential oils, same kind of thing. If it makes you feel better,
right?
Then take the essential oils. What do you care? That doesn't invalidate doctors.
Right.
It doesn't invalidate medicine.
Well, that's the thing is that I think that it's like most things in our society today. It's like it's either one or the other.
Yeah.
And there's just so many of us that are like, hey, man, I'm cool with like a little bit of all of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like bring me a little essential oil, bring me a little Benadryl, whatever I got to do.
Dude, if I need the antibiotics because if I got a bacterial infection,
I'll take
then
them.
give me the antibiotics.
Right.
But at the same time, if I'm going to take some vitamins because they make me feel better, that's cool too.
Yeah. Get off my back.
Get off my back, people. I want to go bathe in a forest.
Get off of my back. Get into my woods.
That's better. Better than what? Who sang that song?
Isn't it Billy Ocean?
Oh, that sounds right.
It sounds right.
Yeah.
I feel like it's Billy Ocean.
I think it's Billy Ocean.
Call now.
Call now if you know that song.
I know. We sing it all the time.
Oh, my God.
We sing it all the time.
Yeah.
All right. So back to the trees.
Yes.
They release antimicrobial essential oils called phyticides. I think phyticides. P-H-Y-T. Classic Jacob. Phyticides.
Spell it out. Let's complete this bit.
P-H-Y.
Yeah.
T-O-N-C-I-D-E-S.
Like phytoncides.
Phytoncides.
Wow.
Like you fight on that side, I'll fight on this side.
Fight on sides.
Fight on sides.
Fight on sides.
That essential oil protects trees from germs and have a host of health benefits for people. Okay?
Okay.
The oils boost mood.
Nice.
And immune system function. They reduce blood pressure, heart rate, stress, anxiety, and confusion. They improve sleep and creativity and may even help fight cancer and depression. Whoa.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Trees. Freaking trees, bro. Trees. So when we're saying like plant the trees and build the forest, it's not just because, oh, hey, pretty trees and we need more green. These things, despite M. Night Shyamalan's film about them trying to kill us, those trees actually can heal us. They can help people, is what I'm getting at. Yeah. So
he really did make a movie about that, didn't he?
He really did. These and other impressive benefits of forest medicine are cataloged by physician Qing Li, chairman of the Japanese Society for Forest Medicine. So this is in Japan, okay? And this is in his book called Forest Bathing. So that's where this all came about. Okay. Forest bathing. That's why we're bathing in the forest.
What relaxed our shoulders. Okay? That's what got us leaning into the relaxation.
Exactly. And he said, in a quote, he said, "Look, I'm a scientist." Well, I didn't say look. That was a very American thing for me. Look, I'm a scientist.
I'm a scientist.
I'm a freaking scientist.
And I think this is true.
Tree bathing is where it's at.
I got a degree, and therefore I'm right.
Yeah. He said, "I'm a scientist, not a poet, and I've been investigating the science." Yeah.
He straight up said, "I am not Ralph Waldo Emerson."
Yeah, he straight up said, "Where's Waldo? Not this guy. I'm a scientist, not a poet, and I have been investigating the science behind that feeling for many years." He wants to know why he always felt this sense of improvement. Mm-hmm. So that basically opened up this whole thing, and this has been going on in Japan for a while. Like in '82, the Japanese government introduced the concept of Shinrin Yoku, or forest bathing, urging citizens to make use of the country's 3,000 wooded miles for therapy. So let me try to find some more of the science behind this.
So you're saying we should not clear cut the 3,000
miles? We should
miles?
not clear cut the forest. And if you got to clear cut them for some aspect, you replant them. You match it.
Replant it. Be responsible.
And so, meanwhile, while this Japanese guy was going like, "Look, I'm not a scientist. I'm a scientist, not a poet." It says, meanwhile, an American scientist was formulating a thesis that explains why nature moves all people wherever they are from. And it says, according to Biophilia, which sounds the 1984 book
sounds awful.
Yeah, Biophilia. Biologist Edward Wilson. People have a biological urge to commune with the primordial Mother Earth. Boy, that's where it got some hippy dippy right there. Right. So, anyway,
I feel like we got to get some funk music going.
Yeah, no, we got to get. Well,
like
I feel
some
like
slow jams.
This is slow jams, or no, you're right. It needs to be a mix of Enya with slow jams.
Yes.
So we need to have like that synth, like meditative music, but it also needs to be like a biophilia.
Yeah.
Sensual Enya.
Yeah.
Senya. Anyway, so, but
we should put this on the list of our weirdest podcasts.
Sure.
And that's a saying.
I think that's a compliment.
That's saying something. We have weird podcasts.
We do, and I think that this is the moment that we'll be remembered for. We may have gone last week and talked about, what did we talk about last week?
I don't know.
I can't remember. Were we even here? No,
last week was a good one.
It was about eco neighborhoods. Net zero internet.
Yeah, the net zero internet.
No, we were sometimes we're informative, but like the reason I wanted to do this one is that I think that sometimes there's stuff, especially on the Western side of things in the U.S., we're a little dismissive of Eastern.
Right. No, that's
you know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah, well, people hear homeopathy and they go impossible.
Yeah, and it's and we have this whole movement online where people get really angry if you're not, going to the doctor and only trusting in the science of medicine. And like to our earlier point, of course, I go to the doctor and I take care of myself in that, but I feel like we can't be dismissive of Eastern kind of more Zen medicine and spirituality and kind of getting in touch with your body and nature, because I think that there's something great there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, and there's something to be said about the planet changing, right? Yeah. Just apart from climate change or anything else, just us terraforming this planet, right? We are taking trees out and replacing them with cities.
Yeah.
We are putting, we have freeways running by instead of creeks and rivers, right?
Exactly.
There's more of us around than there used to be.
Yeah.
So we've been on this planet for a good long while. We'll argue about how long that was, but we've been here long enough that there's been some adaptations, certainly, to the planet, and we're changing that pretty quickly on a geological timeline.
Yeah, agreed. And so in
terms of a geological timeline.
Yeah. If you listen to the show, I think that it's important that if you live near a park or you live near woods, one of the things it talks about in here, it says, don't just go to the woods with a Fitbit on and be focused on hiking. That's great too for your health, but also just try to sit in it and be in nature sometimes. Just take those minutes, because everything about our life, I think, is about kind of measuring the progress. We're kind of in this driven society where it's like, I've got to be going, I've got to be moving. I'm even wearing, something that measures my footsteps. And so health is important, but it's also important to every now and then stop and not always be so concerned with the measuring of the data. Am I doing enough? Am I being enough? Sit, be, breathe, exist.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's important for the world's mental health as a whole.
Absolutely. And I think that unfortunately the fact that we're doing that less has increased the need for doctors and medicine and science, because when you take something away that you're evolutionarily expecting to have, you've got to solve the problem somehow. Right. And so I think, and this is totally poetic and not scientific. That's
You're
part
a poet, not a scientist. Is what you're trying to say. This guy is a poet. Okay, that's why we got him on the show.
Yeah, no, just that there is something to be said about looking at things like that, and that's that goes back to diet and a whole lot about it. Like, we used to have a way more varied diet because you couldn't just. Yeah. You couldn't just get a hamburger at the corner store.
You couldn't just get anything you wanted at any time.
You had to eat what was there. Right. So you had to go forage. So, I think that, like, kind of looking back at maybe how were we supposed to be living? Yeah. Back when we evolved, when we evolved into what we are, and how can you find a way to mix that into the world today? Because the world is what it is today, and it's not going to change. We are going to want to advance. We are going to be the kind of people who want to measure progress, because that's the nature of us as well. Yeah. And that's part of how we evolved, is that we want to create more things, and we want to build cities and go to Mars and do this stuff.
We want to, and I'm all for that. Again, it goes.
You can't discount that either, because that is what we wouldn't be doing it if we weren't evolved to do it.
Yeah. The moral of this is it's the balance. It's the balance of both.
Wow.
That's the moral.
It's as if that's what we should have been talking about all along.
What's your catchphrase here? You got to say, Jacob.
Oh, Jacob, I'm a genius.
Jacob. That's what you've been trying to say this whole time. So, but
it's the balance.
On the science side of things, like, here's some actual stats, which I thought was cool. So from the Health and Field Sciences in Japan's Chiba University, they measured the physiological effects on 280 subjects. The team measured the subjects' salivary cortisol, which increases with stress.
Okay.
Blood pressure, pulse rate, and heart rate variability during the day in the city, and compared those to the same biometrics taken during a 30-minute forest visit. Forest environments promoted lower concentrations of cortisol, lower pulse rate, lower blood pressure, greater parasympathetic nerve activity, and
That's
lower...
a mouthful.
Yeah, I know.
That should be our catchphrase.
Greater parasympathetic nerve activity.
That should be a catchphrase, right? Oh, boy. Greater parasympathetic nerve activity.
Oh, my God. If you can remember that at the end, I will be impressed.
I won't. I will not.
The lower sympathetic nerve activity than do city environments. Yeah, so basically, that's some stuff they were able to measure. And at one of the forests, the one that was in South Korea, they actually... I think it's the one. No, maybe it's the other one. I can't remember. One of them, they measure on site at the forest. They measure your stats before you go in, and then measure them on the way out to see, so they can continue gathering the data, so they can match it. So, are you trying to write it down?
Oh, you bet your butt.
Can we add that one too? You bet your butt.
Greater parasympathetic nerve activity.
Yeah. All right. So this is where that is terrific. This is where I'm going to go super. Like, let's get the Senya playing. Well, no, this is just straight Enya. Okay,
this is straight Enya. We're done with the groove in the forest water.
This is like, wow, man, Earth is magic.
Okay.
So the title of this article was called "Tree Resins: The Long Forgotten Miracle Medicines Are Making a Comeback." So tree resin's been used in Ayurvedic, Egyptian, Chinese, and Aboriginal medicine for thousands of years, right?
Okay.
It's the amber-colored sappy substance that oozes out of coniferous trees when their bark is cut in order to help heal the wound.
Okay.
That's what it is, okay?
So conifer trees, folks, the ones that pretty like your pine trees.
Yes.
Your trees that are growing through the cones there.
Yeah, so you may know two of these superstar tree resins because they are well known in songs sung during the holidays. Frankincense and myrrh.
Oh.
Yeah, so here's something that's like, many, many, many thousands and thousands of years old, something we all learned about since we were kids. The most well-known tree resins are frankincense, myrrh, spruce, fir, cedar, balm of Gilead, Canadian balsam, and dragon tree. So basically, frankincense and myrrh have been traded in the Middle East and North Africa for 5,000 years. That's been we know that, right?
Yep.
So they've been using these for a long time, but recently they've been making a comeback. Huh. So here we've been in labs, and there's been people doing tests about different things that we can do to treat illnesses and cancer and diseases and fight.
Right.
And recently, frankincense is being studied as a possible treatment for some cancers, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, anxiety, and asthma. So a study showed myrrh can help lower cholesterol, and a recent study, a combo of frankincense and myrrh, reduced neuropathic pain in mice that they did the test on, and reduced inflammation. So I just thought, this is what kind of blew my mind about all this, is I was like, here's frankincense and myrrh, which were literally the most valuable thing you could bring baby Jesus.
To the baby Jesus,
right?
Lord of God and the earth.
Yes, yeah. They brought frankincense and myrrh, and that was like magic stuff. And I feel like for the past 100 years they've been like, yeah, whatever. And now they're like, oh, maybe we should be using some frankincense and myrrh.
Maybe if it's good enough for Jesus.
If it's good enough for Jesus, it's good enough for me. Well, Ralph Waldo Emerson
that's
said
Ralph
that.
Waldo Emerson's quote.
That's another poem that I love.
Waldo, he was a South African poet. That's really funny. That's really funny because this to me is another reason why we should stop burning down the rainforest.
I keep telling you, and you keep doing it.
Because all right. Okay, antibiotics.
Yeah.
Right? So if you want, don't do this, by the way, but I'm just going to tell you, if you want antibiotics, eat some moldy bread. That's that's where the idea gets. That's what it is.
Luckily for me, I do eat moldy bread.
Good for you. Right?
Ever since we did our food waste episode, I literally see all that stuff rotting, and I just go for it.
Right. Right.
And I've only gotten stronger.
Now you look strong.
I feel better.
You're better. No, but I mean, like, this is the best. Some of the best solutions in history have come from nature. Like what that which destroys us can be fought with that which
makes
exists.
us stronger.
I don't know. I'm trying to say something stupid, but I'm not good enough to be stupid.
You bet your butt.
You bet your butt. But like that's like so, and we don't know what's out there. We don't know what's on this earth. We don't know what natural things exist that actually do make a difference and actually do counteract some of the things that we deal with in life.
Yeah.
So let's not destroy what's on this planet. Let's not burn Australia and destroy all the wildlife and the flora and fauna that exists there that we still haven't quite figured out, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I agree. And that's the point. That's why I chose forest bathing.
Yeah.
That's why I chose forest bathing, because for me, I know I live pretty close to some hiking trails, and that's like just a regular part for our family. And it is amazing to me. It's amazing that when the hubbub of day-to-day life starts to get to you.
Yeah.
You know that feeling when you know you're about to go on a trip or you're about to get out of town and you're just excited because you need to get away from all the grind.
Yes.
You just need to not be in traffic, and you need to not be going in and out of
all that agitation.
And you get away and everything. And I have in my 8 years of living in the town that I've lived in, there'll be months that'll go by where we don't go up, we don't do any trails, we don't any of that. And I'm always shocked by the moment that we on a Saturday or a Sunday go up and walk around out in the woods for a little bit.
Yeah.
And immediately I'm like, oh, everything's okay, everything's fine. Yeah. And so that's why these articles really spoke to me. And then when I read the thing about the tree oils, I value modern science and I value modern medicine, but I also value what the earth has to offer us as well.
Well, the thing
that's what's so cool.
The thing we can't forget.
What?
On the other side of that is that the Earth doesn't profit from providing us.
Yeah, right. No, the Earth isn't making money, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
We're gonna get flagged now, Noel. Okay,
they're coming.
They're coming for us.
But I don't care.
Mark Zuckerberg is listening right now, and he's like, they're saying bad things about big pharma.
or anything.
Whoever he's
right?
getting his money from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, well, that is kind of the bottom line of all that.
100%.
Is if you are making money on something, then and that is at risk, then you have to. It's your job to defend it because you've got stockholders. And by the way, stocks I won't buy that part of me wishes I could buy are some of these pharmacy stocks because they just pay out crazy dividends because they make so much money.
Totally. I won't name drop the person, but I know somebody who's very, very close to me who in his medical career early on definitely was offered the opportunity to make a lot of extra money if he would prescribe things, whether it was necessary or not. So, it's just to throw that out there. It's important to know that there's a lot of money to be had in that game, and you might not be dealing with people that are 100% looking out for your best interests.
Right.
And that's just a good skepticism to keep
right
there.
Which
nice and kind of
and because we always like to show every side, which does not invalidate vaccines.
No.
Does not invalidate cures, antibiotics.
This is our most hot button topic episode.
Well, I mean,
ever.
I want to get flagged now.
I do. And my goal is to get flagged.
Yeah. No, it's just right. Like this doesn't invalidate those. It doesn't mean that because you have a company, the company's evil. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that if you have a company, you are going to do what's necessary to defend your profits.
Right.
Which doesn't mean that everything you're doing is bad or that your products are bad.
Yeah.
Right?
Del Taco's evil, though. No, I'm just kidding. I just wanted to throw somebody under the bus.
My wife showed me the Saturday Night Live sketch from Del Taco this morning with
which one's that one?
With not Darth Vader, the Darth Vader who's weak.
Oh, Kylo Ren?
Kylo Ren, yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, Adam Driver.
Oh, Adam Driver.
Oh, yeah. They do a Del Taco commercial, and it's hilarious.
Yeah,
it's hilarious. I laughed, so I recommend that.
No, I just wanted to throw a company. Well, you said no, we're not saying your company's evil. I wanted to name somebody. I was looking in my head. I was like, who's the database of businesses that I could be like, well, they're evil.
And poor Del Taco.
They're right over there.
They started in Barstow. They're like the guys. This is not a massive conglomerate.
Our Del Taco owner listening is like, hey,
He's
man.
Like, man, I don't have that many. We're kind of West Coast. We're not that big.
He's like, I go tree bathing. I wear frankincense and myrrh. Like, why are you getting on my grill? Anyway,
Taco Bell's way bigger. Go kill them.
Go after the mega giant that is Taco Bell.
That's so funny. Yeah.
I think I cough every episode.
You need some.
You can have a super cut.
Some frankincense and myrrh to fix that. Maybe some essential oils.
Yeah.
No. But okay. So that's what I'm saying. Balance in life, folks.
Balance.
Just because let's remember that life is gray.
Yeah. Life is gray.
It is.
Not great, but gray.
It's gray, and it's also great.
It's also great.
And it's okay. And it's okay. You're not a hypocrite or a flip flopper if you want to take medicine when you're sick, but you also want to tree bathe. Yeah, that's the point.
And if you tree bathe, remember to regular bathe too. Because there's a lot of us that have to coexist alongside you. I was actually going to ask you,
do people actually double up and actually get into the streams in the forest and do some sweet bathing?
I hope so. Cue the Senya. And we get they didn't go into that. They just referred to tree bathing as in going in, soaking up the sweet, sweet tree essence.
Soaking up the sweet tree essence.
I know. I feel like maybe I should have saved this topic for Arbor Day because I feel like around Arbor Day we get super loving on our trees. But I just couldn't resist.
No, this is going to help us figure out how we're going to make Arbor Day the holiday that it should be.
Yeah.
Right?
It should be.
Let's add this. Maybe we encourage families to ditch school. And go into the trees.
Maybe that's our movement. Maybe that's our.
Well, because we've already encouraged people to ditch school for
climate strikes.
Yeah,
so let's just
why not
go into the woods?
I mean, if we
do this,
let's do it by the book.
Let's do it by the book, as it says.
I'm just saying. If we made Arbor Day a little more special.
Right.
I think people would get more behind it.
Yeah, I would love it if we lived in a world where, like it's Memorial Day or Labor Day weekend and people are all excited because it's 3-day weekends and like they can't wait. They're going to have their barbecues and all that kind of stuff. I would love it if Arbor Day got to that level where people are like, it's Friday, Arbor Day. You know what I mean? What?
Let's take it to that level.
Done.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's close the office on Arbor Day.
Okay.
But you know what I mean? Like let's go there.
Let's go there.
Let's find ways to make Arbor Day just the day that all the kids on Earth, because I'm telling you, I've said it once, I'll say it again.
Okay.
If the kids are in on the holiday, then it's a holiday.
Then it's a holiday. All right. I'm down, man.
Yeah.
Let's get the kids in.
Okay.
Well, go tree bathing, guys.
Is that it?
That's it.
Did we do it?
Yeah, we
got
did.
through.
We knocked it out of the park.
Well, that was good. I mean, there's a couple sad moments that we had to get through.
Yes, we had some heavy stuff.
And there's a couple weird moments into what music to play while tree bathing, and is that word bio.
I think biophilia.
Biophilia.
I think that they tune in a little bit for those touches.
I'm worried that the biophilia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, it was a book.
The longer I think about this word, the more disturbed I am by it. I feel like.
So focus on forest bathing.
Let's focus on forest bathing.
Yeah, that's what we're going to call the episode.
Okay.
I'm not going to call it biophilia.
Yeah,
I think nobody will click on that one.
Yeah, there's something.
They'll click on forest bathing.
It doesn't quite have the ring I was hoping it would have.
Yeah, I wish that the cover of the episode though was you and I like in a bathtub in the woods. I feel like that would be really great. Just picture. There's no way we're going to be able to fit that in.
Man.
Yeah.
Maybe we should Photoshop it.
Okay. We'll try to Photoshop.
Sit in a bathtub. Go down to Home Depot and find like an oldie style. Yeah?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. This has been the Biofriendly Podcast. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Noel.
We're your beacon of light in a gloomy environment.
Not just charismatic megafauna.
Yes. And Jacob, I'm a genius. Do you have the new
Greater parasympathetic nerve activity.
You bet your butt. See you next time.
I just love that. Greater parasympathetic nerve activity is never going to stick, but you bet your butt.
You bet your butt is gonna stick in there. All right. See you next time.
See you, everybody.
It's the Biofriendly Podcast. It's the Biofriendly Podcast.